Good morning. You guys, it looks so freaking good. Oh my gosh. Was it worth me not going to sleep last night? Heck to the yes, okay? Ah, it looks so good. I'm gonna insert a quick look at how the fireplace looked before, and then of course how it looks now. This right here looks super grand. I know a few of you guys had commented to leave the little trim work that he had on it. I just thought it was gonna be too busy, keeping in mind like the cabinet, all the shelving and everything. I wanted to keep it just like this. But definitely, if you choose to do this project at home and you want to add the trim work, have at it, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and sand it, and then I'm gonna ask my son. You guys know he's pretty, straightforward with his feelings, honey. And I'm gonna make him touch it so he can tell me like the difference between the two, and you guys can hear him actually say like the difference. So let's go.
Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds.
I am using like a fine sander, and honestly, I don't know if I would tell you to use a machine if you've never used one before, but you can always use a hand sander too. But just you gotta be really careful, not be heavy-handed with it. All right, let me have my son touch it. So basically, take your hand and run it from here all the way down and tell me, do you feel a difference? Let me go here.
If I can feel the difference?
Yeah.
This?
Yep. No, put your hand like, yep. And then, nope, yep. And then run it across.
This part feels so smooth.
Huh?
This part feels so smooth.
Okay, because it sanded it. Bobby, get your brother. He can't hear me because his headphones is on. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Take your hand, put it right there, and run it across. Run it across the fireplace. Tell me what you feel.
I feel like
Run it all the way down. All the way, all the way. What you feel?
I feel like you know those. It feels like wood, like straight up wood. Like if you do it fast, you get a splinter.
Oh, okay. But what's all of it?
Well, not all of it. This part right here is very soft, and then this part is just like very almost like when you do it fast, you get a splinter.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so you basically saw both of my son's reaction. They didn't know what I was doing. They just knew I was sanding it or whatever. But running your hand across the part where I sanded, if you guys could feel it, it is super smooth. And basically, like my son said, those splinters are pretty much gone when I add that second and then that third coat of paint. It's going to look absolutely amazing. So the biggest thing that I can tell you is when you're doing these type of projects, to actually like take your time to get them done. This was a DIY, although I did not do the DIY. It's still like a DIY. It's just a light reface of the previous fireplace. In my personal opinion, I thought it looked a little farmhouse. During the build, I did ask for something a little bit bigger and for just not to have that facing on there, and I thought that they couldn't do it, which really was kind of crazy because the previous fireplace was actually more work because they just cut small pieces of trim, and I don't like that. Anyway, nevertheless, that's why I have my Noah. He came in and did everything. I loved it. A part of me really wants to do the fireplace in the alpaca, like I thought it was gonna look really, really beautiful, but then it was just like, how long am I going to like it in the alpaca? Which is why I'm gonna go ahead and do the back wall. I saw a color from Farrell and Ball that I really, really, really love. It was almost like alpaca, but just a hair lighter. And I do know that I probably should get the color from Farrell and Ball simply because the actual formula is different with each company, and I don't want the tint to be off. And that's the thing that you have to realize too. When you take a color from one place to another and have them mix it, the formula is just different, even if it's just by a hair, which really plays with the ending result of how that color pigment is going to be once you mix it. I'm excited. I went to bed late last night, which you guys know. But when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh my God, the fireplace. And I ran downstairs and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks better than what I could imagine. And the fireplace looks so massive, which is what I love. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying these little upgrades. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of people on YouTube, but I know, you know, customary, most people move into a house and they're not thinking about tweaking anything. It's more like the furniture. But I really want you guys to take heed to some of the things that I'm doing, because I don't feel like, which is what most people do, in like 4 or 5 years I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh you guys, I'm gonna redo my fireplace. Oh my gosh you guys, I'm gonna add board and batten. Oh my gosh, I'm already doing these things before. Like I'm laying the foundation right now, which is like, for me, makes the process actually a lot shorter. Because trying to move furniture out and do these things, it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would rather go through this process now than to have furniture and be trying to cover things, move things. Not that it won't happen, but that's what I'm trying to keep from happening. So if you're moving into your house right now and you have a little bit of furniture and you know you want to change some things, try your best to save your money and change those things, especially the floors. Lord, especially the floors. When I tell you I was dusting for days, now it's kind of settled and I feel so much better. The two things that's really left to do is the carpet ceiling upstairs, and I'm gonna have them cut a hole in the wall in the master for me to do the fireplace, which you guys saw that. And then after that, I'm pretty much done. For right now, we're not going to discuss the actual colors because I don't know what I'm going to pick just yet. And I know there's going to be a whole bunch of questions. What color, what color, what color? Just let me get some time to kind of mill over it. What I did is I put a sample here so I can see how it will flow all the way. I also did it there. I did it on the wall, and then I did it there for the fireplace. The color that I feel like I'm gravitating towards to the most is this guy right here. This color. It might look like gray, but some of the colors have a little bit of a green undertone, a little bit of a purple undertone, and some is like a bluish. I said some, the other one's like a bluish, and then this one here is just like a taupey gray, which I do like that also. But then I'm thinking overall with the floor, the fireplace, and the stone, it may just be too taupey, and I don't want it to be like that. I think that color right here overall is just gonna look really, really good. Let me do a quick little zoom in. Like, oh, I really do like it a lot. Now that I have my color selected, what I'm going to be doing is removing everything off the bookcase. The cabinets underneath, currently they're used as storage. So I'm going to be taking all the books and decor and I'm going to be putting them under, because what I'm going to do now is start prepping the wall and the floor for the paint. The only thing that I'm going to be painting is the trim around the actual framing of the fireplace, and then of course the facing of the fireplace itself. Everything else that's left, I'm going to be leaving it for the painters to professionally paint once I get the living room done. Part of the reason why I'm going to hire a professional to do the living room is because I'm noticing that as I'm getting a little bit older, not old, my body hurts, y'all. It really hurts, and just doing that part of it was a little time consuming, I'm not gonna lie. So I am going to hire someone to do the remaining of the
Out
house.
of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, trip, trip. Nah, trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick the switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young.
What I'm doing now is removing any loose debris and dirt and whatever else is on the floor off the floor. That way when I roll out the brown paper, I can apply the brown paper and the tape and everything is going to stick properly. If you guys are wondering, the brown paper roll, I did pick it up from Home Depot. It's really, really good. If you're wondering if paint spills on it, if it's going to go onto your flooring, the answer is no. I've actually been using this for about a year. I also use the same brown paper when it comes to tracing out my mirror or other decor pieces. That way I know how to install it or where I'm going to install it before I ever put a hole in the wall. If you are interested, I will be leaving a link for a few of these items in the description box. That way you guys can go ahead and shop for those things if you are in the process of
Go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we don't. It's the only way we know how to do it. You make me feel so young. Oh, 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 oh,
So now that I've cleaned up the bookcase, I've put the paper down onto the floor. Now what I'm doing is I'm going in with the blue tape. I think this is the Gorilla Tape if I'm not mistaken. And I'm also going in with the white painter's tape from Sherwin-Williams, which I love that one also. All I'm doing is wrapping the edge of the bookcase and also the flooring trim. Now let me just say this. If you've never painted before, you might need to cover your entire bookcase. I've been painting for quite a while. I really don't even worry about splash anymore. Like, honestly, I'm not saying like I'm the best or anything like that. I just honestly have gotten to the point where I don't get paint on myself and all over everything else, which you guys will pretty much see when I start painting. But I just need to wrap the edge. That way when I go in with my Wooster shortcut brush, everything kind of stays. As you can see, when I move on to the cement, I'm using the Sherwin-Williams, it's like a cream color tape. You guys, the tape is really, really good. It sticks to everything and anything. It doesn't allow paint to kind of go through. I'm also taking my debit card and I'm just running it over the edge, which also helps to kind of make the tape adhere.
I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we don't. It's the only way we know how to do it. Make me feel so young. I know we're acting stupid, maybe just a little bit foolish.
What I'm doing right now is I'm going in with that 950A caulk and I am caulking those holes. Basically, exactly what I'm doing is going around the edge and the trim of this and cleaning it. As I'm doing this, I also have a damp Quickies cloth And I'm gonna also wipe it. That way I don't really have to worry too much about it.
Acting stupid, but being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than now. We're flying high, floating somewhere up in the clouds. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're like wheels that won't stop turning. So take me on a trip, trip, trip. Now trip, trip, trip. Oh, flick the switch, kill the lights. Oh, wasted. City lights are shining so bright. All these empty faces, we don't care about them tonight. We're going out of ourselves, can you feel it? Almost like I don't know if it's real. Cause when we're doing our thing, we're the wheels that won't stop turning. I know we're acting stupid, we're being dumb. Maybe just a little bit foolish, but I feel so young. Just go a little crazy and lose it. I don't care if we're dumb, it's the only way we know how to do it.
Because the ceiling is taller than eye level, I decided to take all the other areas and use wood filler. This was gonna somewhat guarantee me that there wasn't gonna be a split in the trim. That way I wouldn't have to continuously grab a ladder and repair. For the base trim, I use caulk. If for some particular reason the house settles and there's gonna be a little bit of separation, I can always go in with the caulk and just reapply and quickly, you know, touch up paint real quick. But for the ceiling, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and go in with that wood filler. That way I knew that it was gonna be secure. Really quickly, let me show you guys what I did. So basically, let me zoom in real quick. You could see that. So from this side on, I caulked and puttied everything, wood filler. So I'm gonna be painting this wall and this wall here. I'm gonna let the guys do the rest because I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. So what I was saying is I already measured, prepped the holes for the picture. The really great thing about it is I actually had to bring the screw down. So there's a little hole right there, which I'm gonna patch that up. That way, when I paint this and all of this is done, I'm not gonna scuff the walls by trying to do the holes, do everything. I wanted to come into my office, that way I can actually sit in here. This part of the video is going to get a little chatty, but I have been going over like my Instagram and also my community, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of the questions that I got, okay? The first one is buy as many samples as you need to buy. Currently for the fireplace, I have 7 samples. I've done more than that. Samples can get extremely expensive. I would highly not recommend getting your samples from Sherwin-Williams because I believe the one sample is $8 or $9, which comes in this size right here, okay? I did try to paint one little area with this, but the sheen on it wasn't the best, so I wouldn't recommend it. What I'm going to recommend is that you guys go to Lowe's. Lowe's has all of Sherwin-Williams paint colors. Ooh. And they will get you the right shade. What I mean by the right shade is if you were to go and take a color out of Sherwin-Williams and you took it to Home Depot to mix, you have to think that the actual formulation of Sherwin-Williams color isn't the same as Benjamin Moore and Behr paint. So you're not always going to get the same color. It's going to be close, but it's not going to be the same color. So it is going to be a little off. So if you were like, I don't want to pay that much money for the Sherwin-Williams and you still want to have that type of quality of paint, then you can always go into Lowe's and it'll probably save you like $20-$25. Also, what you want to do is go online to see if there's any sales, because normally Sherwin-Williams is running sales on their paint. So that's that. Get your samples. If you're gonna do it, go to Lowe's because they have Sherwin-Williams colors, okay? The next thing is the wood filler. Now, I picked this one up from Sherwin-Williams. You can go wherever you would like to go. I like to do a one-stop shop. I want to go in there, get everything, and get the heck up out of there and get back home so I can start working on the projects. What this wood filler does is it pretty much fills the holes in the wood. So everywhere where there's like a little nail or something in there, you would just take this and put it in there. Now the painters use this little white putty. I didn't get a chance to ask him what it was, but I think I like that. I like this, and I also like what he uses. But for right now, what I am using is the wood filler, and make sure you use the one that says interior use only. I think they have one. So this is pretty much, and if you're wondering, it almost has like a color of the wood. And like I said, I got this one from Sherwin-Williams, but you can get yours wherever you feel like getting it. The next one here is the dry deck. It goes on pink and dries white. It is spackle. This is to go on the wall to fill any holes, to fill any sort of scratches or any damage to the wall. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't use this. I would hire a professional company. But if you want to do like a wallpaper on the wall, but you have textured walls, you can actually call a company. They will be using a much heavier spackle, which I call mud. It's like sand. They add water to it, and it's drywall, and they would put it on the wall, and they would get your wall smooth. You can do that. But this right here, I'm not really dealing with anything too big. I'm filling a few holes from hanging things up. And then, what else am I doing? I'm doing something else. Oh, I'm fixing, when the mantle was taken off, because I have a bigger mantle now, for those of you guys that are new, the mantle was a lot smaller. Now I have a bigger one. When they took it off, it also took off some of the wall and that, like some of that sheetrock. So I'm just going to go in and kind of patch that area up, so that way tomorrow I can sand everything, vacuum everything with the shop vac, also get that too, and then I'm gonna paint. Okay, so you need this. The next thing is a putty knife. Now this right here was maybe $4 or $5. They have ones that are a lot more expensive. Because I'm doing a small project, I'm not really thinking about it, and I'm gonna be using this. I actually need to, I have a drawer in the garage. Everything's gonna go in there. But anyway, it comes in 3 different sizes, which I love. So I'm going to be using this, and what you do is you take this, you spoon it out, and you and if you want, you can use this big one as like your little if you're gonna get it. You just have to see me use it if I do it on camera. If I don't, I do apologize, but I'm sure you guys can figure this out. Now, I spoke to you guys about getting a small detail brush to do the white. I don't have the paint yet. I'm gonna buy that tomorrow. Today is a no buy. I'm not gonna lie, I did buy one thing today, but that's because my client needed something, and technically I returned something and bought it. No excuse whatsoever. I'm not making any. But that was all I bought, and I think it was like $30, so my bad on that. But I already had these things from yesterday that I picked up. I went yesterday and I got everything, but I didn't want to buy the paint because I really wasn't like 100% happy with everything. So anyway, I picked up a pack of small detail brush. If you have a bookcase or something and you can see all the little holes and stuff in there, what I would recommend is taking one of the shelving, having them mix you just a small sample. It's like $4, and this is actually cheaper than purchasing one of them little stud things you put in the holes. And all you have to do is just take the small detail brush, put it up in that hole, and keep doing this. It's tedious, I know, but I just don't want, when I go to take professional pictures, to see that hole in the back. It just makes it look extremely cheap to me, so I don't want to see that. The next thing is you can go to IKEA and get them little things and put it inside. For me, I wasn't 100% sure if the color was going to match, so I didn't want to purchase it, and then it's all the way in Jacksonville and it didn't work, and it was just like, I didn't want to deal with that. And the next thing is, I do want to do some sort of wallpaper on the back of the bookcase. Because I just did the wallpaper in the laundry room, I need a break from wallpaper. So instead of doing it now, I'll probably wait 2 or 3 months and then go in and do the wallpaper. But right now, I don't want to see another sheet of wallpaper for a long time. And it's not even real wallpaper. It's just the peel and stick for those of you guys that are also, again, new. The next thing is you want to get a sanding block. I actually have about 2 to 3 sets of these. What this does, it sands all the work that you've been doing. The wood for the wood filler, the spackle. So this one here is a medium. The other block that I have is gonna say fine. When I tell you that this, when you go in with the medium and you do it, it's gonna take all that grit and graininess off and just make it really nice, right? That fine block is gonna make it super silky smooth. Thank me later. I promise you, like, thank me later. Don't just do the coarse or the medium. When you're done with all of that, go in with like a nice fine. It's gonna give it a really, really nice finish where you're not gonna see any lines, you're not gonna see any imperfections. It's gonna look really, really amazing, okay? Lastly, if this is your first time doing any sort of home project, you are going to need caulk. I do the 950A. Now this caulk, I'm doing the fireplace, the small trim around there. I did the laundry room. I use this for the boys' closet. So this went a really long way. For the caulk, you can pretty much go wherever. Sherwin-Williams, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever you feel like you want to go to shop for it, you can definitely shop for it. And then you want to get a caulk gun. You want to slide it in, take this, push it all the way in, and then tighten it, okay? Once you tighten it, it's gonna make sure that everything is there. The biggest tip is when you cut it at an angle. That way, when you're applying the trim, that angle is right there, and you can just run it just like that, and it's smooth, like taking candy from a baby. And the hole's gonna be really small, so as you run it, you can just run your finger. That is the only thing that I can say. In that moment, I wish I didn't have nails, because it is hard to get in the corners with my nails, but I make a way. I take my towel and I wrap it, and then I do it, but it would be really good just to stick my finger in there and get it. It's something really satisfying about being able to just do that little swipe. Caulk, paint, I went over everything, right? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but anyway, now that you have laid the proper foundation with covering all your holes, fixing any holes in the walls, you done caulked everything, you done spackled everything down, you are now ready to paint and have your space look brand spanking new. And for that, I highly recommend Wooster's shortcut brush. You guys, this is like the holy grail to brushes. This is just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree. They come in a multitude of sizes. This one here is a 2-inch. There's a 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 6, and I believe there's even, I think there's a 7. I'm not 100% sure. I've never gone that big. But here it is. As you can see, again, it's an angle brush. And this is why I love it, because I will dip the brush into the paint, and then when it's time for me to paint, I then go against the wall and get it. And it's so good because if you press against it, those fibers, and you can use this on latex and also oil-based paints. I really, really love this. And then you want to go in with a Purdy roller. I don't have one right here. It's upstairs, and I really don't want to go upstairs, but I will leave everything linked in the description box down below for you guys. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but my walls do look pretty. They do look pretty. I'm just gonna say they look pretty. But anyway, I do feel like the things that I'm sharing with you guys are like the essentials to home repair. You can pretty much buy these items, put them in a small drawer, put them under the cabinet, and if you have to go in and fill something, like, especially if you're in a new build and you're dealing with separations and your house settling and you got to fix things, these are like the go-to things that you're going to need for that space. So mine is the wood filler, but you're definitely going to need a caulk, because I caulk for the first 2 years in the last house. I was caulking. I was using the spackle, you know, when I hung something up on the wall, if it didn't work out, I would fix that. So these are just the little things, and I really hope that the paint tip help you guys between, you know, I think this is $8, $9, the price isn't on there, and then versus this one here, which is like $3, okay? But that's pretty much it. I really hope that you guys find the video helpful. Quick update. The paint right now looks black and it looks so good. I really do love it. It's almost giving me caviar. It's so freaking pretty. And once this wall here gets painted, you're gonna see it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous because it's gonna be a really, really, really bright white. So this wall is gonna pop out, and then I can turn and give you guys a little bit of light. Let me do that right now so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, because right now this is giving you dark, right? Okay, you guys, I absolutely love it. I feel like I'm getting the best of both worlds. I did want to go a little bit darker in here, but I'm not gonna lie. It is taking some getting used to because it's so dark, and the bookcase is dark, which made this corner over here just really, really dark. But I know that once this, like this wall and the wall behind me, gets painted white, it's gonna bring back some of that light in there. Overall, I do love both. And then the mirror right here, that's gonna go over. That's why I swatched the paint right here. The paint colors are here because I'm gonna change this color. Like I said, let me go back again, hold on. As I was saying, this color here looks almost like caviar on camera. It's probably not even going green. It looks really good. But for some particular reason, when I come here in the morning, I don't know what it is, it kind of gives me a little green, like a turquoise green. And then at night, it gives me a little bit of green too. So I was like, that's not what I want. I wanted to give me a little like black is blue, midnight blue kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And the really great thing is, I thought by going dark, I was going to come in here and it was going to be just really moody. And I guess because the furniture is pretty neutral and it's light, it's not giving me that. I will say this area is a little dark just because overall all of this is dark. But I think, you know, going in with gold lamps, going in with the white on the wall, adding the mirror on here, it's really going to be nice once everything is said and done. But that's pretty much it. I think I kept you guys here long enough. Like I said a little bit earlier, the next time you guys see the fireplace, I'm going to try to have everything done. I'm going to try to have all the boxes cleared out, the shelving style. Maybe I'll come back and do like a decorate with me and just kind of do like a zoom in angle that way you guys can't see the full reveal. And then I'll wait and do like a sit down so you guys can see the full thing. Part of the reason why I'm doing this thing in stages is because I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but I'm really doing a whole lot. And I do feel like, again, I would be doing myself a disservice not blogging all these things. I have a blog and I'm writing everything down, sharing it, and some days when I don't feel like doing anything, I go to my blog and I'm like, damn girl, like you still pushing through, so keep pushing. So so definitely is a little bit of motivation for myself, like a diary of just my journey overall. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're not already, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Have a really great day, and I hope y'all ain't shocked today. Even though, you know, I did a little bit, but I apologize. Bye.